information. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see it through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, the health futures lose time.
What's up, everybody? This is Diet Free Life with Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. Yes, I'm glad you're here. This is like an impromptu conversation. I don't have slides. I don't have videos. I'm just going to talk to you and share with you what I believe can help you. And so the title of my talk, and let me make sure I say this the way it needs to be said, is that I want to focus on how to know the truth when it is about your health. Okay, think about that. You take supplements because someone said, hey, you should take this supplement. You follow certain routines when it pertains to your health because someone influenced you, whether it's an influencer, maybe it's someone who's, I don't know, famous. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows why we take multivitamins, right? Maybe it's culture. Maybe you just hear enough people say it, or you go to the hospital and someone says you should take this or take that and you're in pain. And so now you're like motivated to want to do something a little different. And maybe the solution to not feeling that pain isn't doing what that person told you to do. Maybe you go to the gym and you see some lady who looks amazing. She's got an amazing physique. And you ask her, man, you are in amazing shape. Like, how did you do it? What did you do? Like, how can I get there? And then that person is like, they're feeling the love and they're feeling inspired and they give you some tips and you're like, I'm going to do what she did. And even though you may even look the way she looks or the way he looks, how do you know that that's the right way? So I want to share with you guys information that can help you have critical thinking so you can make better decisions when it comes to your own personal health. That's not me selling you something. I don't need a new client. If somebody wants to be my client, great. The people who know me know that for a very long time, I'm accurate. I'm very confident that I'm going to give you advice that's going to help you. Very confident. And I would put it up against anyone. And I'm always open for open discussion. Like, pick someone, if they disagree with the things that I recommend, I would love if they had the confidence to actually debate with me or have a conversation. Easily. And when my channel grows and etc., because I know what it's like to have huge reach, I'm still open. Can't wait. I have nothing to hide. Like, I'll give you an example. There's someone on my social media page and they came to me, or they made a post about something, and this product called Fatty 15 came up. And she's a pretty big influencer. And she goes, oh, I'm taking Fatty 15. I said, great. Outstanding. But it's not doing what you think it's doing. Now, her arrogance is blocking her from hearing the truth. Because many people, when it comes to their health, they would rather be right, in the words of Dr. Phil, than to find out that they were wrong. So there's a lot of people who you'll be like, why aren't they like getting this? Why aren't they trying this? Why aren't they like doing this? And a lot of it is ego. Like, I can come to some people right now, and I've had people literally go around me to get the balance oil. They know me. They've worked with me. They have my cell number. But they didn't call me to get the balance oil because their ego. And that's on them. It's not on me. I'm here to help everybody. I'm not here to judge anyone. But you will have people that will do that. They will, if they see the truth or they feel the truth, they're like, they don't have the humility, if we want to call it that, to call me, even though they know me. But they can see enough of the truth in what I'm saying that they will skirt around me to get it done. Like, I get called all the time from coaches that used to be with me or were with me, then they kind of fell off, and they don't really know how to reach out to me because I'm going to call you on your shit. That's what's going to happen. And so they would just like, let me dodge. It's just right. They're going to, and that's humility. Hey, I earned the right to be in the position that I'm in. And I have the knowledge and understanding to save people time and energy. And my clients who want to benefit from what I bring to this, I'm saving them time and energy. Or they can go out there and play the game and find themselves in a situation where things will get worse. And then I'll never hear from them because they don't want to call me after it got worse. So a big part of tapping into the truth when it pertains to your health, okay, everybody, please hear me, is don't let your ego get in the game. Go after truth. Be a humble servant. No one's going to judge you. I'm not going to call your name and blast you everywhere. We're going to have a conversation, and then we're going to be back on track. This happens with me a lot. I've had people go 5 years without calling me when they knew deep inside of them they wanted to call me, but they kept putting it off and trying different things. Dichotomous thinking, little confirmation bias. And unfortunately, a lot of those people become influencers. See, if we got to the place where everybody could just go for truth, right? Because we're so used to blaming the insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies. The reality is we need to look at ourselves. In the words of Michael Jackson, the man in the mirror. Because they're not in charge, we're in charge. And many of you know, your gut told you, your gut says, nah, I shouldn't do that. There's people on GLP-1 drugs. Oh, my gut says, but they just do it. They just give up on themselves. No one's encouraging, well, not no one, but a lot of people are not encouraging people to do the right thing. They're not. And we can see that with the data. Heart disease is still climbing. Cancer is at an all-time high. How can that even be? Use some critical thinking. And some of you, your kids are going to get cancer. You're going to be like, oh my God. And that's going to be horrible. Some of you who are catching the live that I'm sharing right now or the replay, trust me, some of you, your kids are going to get cancer and certain things are going to happen to them. And you're going to wish you had introduced them to certain things. Now, I have 2 kids, love them like everything in me. Completely shut my entire life down in certain areas to be 100% for my babies. I made that decision. I could have easily been in another relationship with another family, blah, 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 all that goes with that. I chose not to be in a relationship. I chose to be single. I chose to be available to my daughters 100%. That was the decision that I made. because I know better. And I'm so thankful that I did that. You can choose to eat differently. Because if you don't get certain things together, like most people, you will experience what we call chronic low-grade inflammation because you're experiencing it right now. And eventually, when you have that, certain conditions will be expressed, meaning they will become something that you have to deal with. And that could be anything from gout to lupus, Hashimoto's, depression, anxiety. The list goes on and on. And like you younger folks thinking you just got it going on, no foresight. And that's not a dig on you. That's just the truth. Because you will follow suit and it will happen to you. The negative things with health be earlier than what it happened with your parents because of how the food and the things are taking place. What I'm saying here is that your ignorance is one of your biggest challenges. So you got ego, and for those who still go to church and actually believe in God, right? Ego edging God out, like you have ego. And a lot of people don't even know what that means. Like they don't understand the power of humility, right? So you don't have that strong biblical foundation or godly foundation, whether it's Muslim, Christianity, Catholicism. Like I believe all of them are very beneficial when it comes to how we think and how we create boundaries and how we live our life. And a lot of people just lack humility. They do. I have coaches that I could help, but they don't want their clients to know about me because they have insecurity. So now you're talking self-esteem. I mean, it's mind-blowing when you can see it from where I'm at, because I can see where some of them could be doing better as coaches, but they lack so many things that they're getting in their own way. And then I see some of the ones that are like, they get it. They're humble, they're energetic, they're like ready to like rock and roll. And then those people thrive. And I mean, I could go on and on. My main point with all of this, you guys, when it comes to your health, is learn how to listen and ask questions. And after the question, listen to the answers. And this is how you're going to optimize your own personal health. The people who don't know how to listen, trust me, they're not optimizing their health. They're taking one supplement, then the next week it's another supplement, then they're with one company, then the next week they're with a whole nother company, and they're just all over the place because they have no foundation at all. I mean, some of these people just make my stomach, it just turns my stomach. I have friends who are influencers with 100,000, over 1 million people, and they talk about certain supplements, and they are such a liar. And I'm sitting here watching them lie, and I'm watching a lot of you people just follow them like this must be a good thing. And I'm just sitting back going, unbelievable, the lie. Like there's no concrete data to support the supplement that they're pushing. None. But people, do we call them stupid? Like, what do we call these people? And I can't reach those people because they're not going to take the time to hear someone like me share this. And if they start it, they won't be at this point because they're so caught up in the lie. They can't see the truth if you put it right in front of them. And they don't know how to ask questions, and they don't know how to want the truth. They just are so programmed to follow the program people that they just all follow each other. And I'm telling you, it's sheep after sheep after sheep. Nobody knows how to ask questions. Nobody knows how to listen. Nobody knows how to and these people don't know how to become healthier because they don't even know what the hell, they don't know what they're doing. It's sickening. Like the part here's the part I don't like about social media is watching all of these people lie to each other. That's the part that drives me crazy. Now, you could be someone who's a personal trainer. Maybe you're a nutritionist. Reach out to me. Let's have a conversation in front of everybody. People don't do that because they don't want the truth. And the people who are the influencers, they become skilled at influencing, but not selling the truth. Because there's a lot of work that I know I've done and experiences that got me to the place where I can be in this place. Like I can be in the spot. And I don't know it all. I'm far from it, but I know a lot. And most people won't have a conversation with me live that are on the opposing side because they will be exposed. And it's so easy to do it. Now, some people won't be exposed. Some people I'll be like, wow, I didn't know that. But I'm at a place where when they're sharing a truth based on my experience in what we're talking about, nutrition, health, wellness, etc., I can ask certain questions and I can sit there and go, you know what? Thank you. I learned something tonight. I look forward to those moments. I mean, tonight, before I went on live right now, I got to hear a physician with a lot of experience talk about the relationship between seed oils, eating a lot of foods that are high in linoleic acid, omega-6, and the link to increased risk of cancer. And it was great. It was like Christmas morning, having a good cup of coffee. I was having some tea, but a nice cup of chamomile tea that I'm still sipping on. I haven't even finished yet, but having some tea and just listening to this physician get excited about reducing the risk of cancer. Oh man, I was like, this is great. And she, a lot of physicians, they go detailed and it can sound scientific and, it can lose some people. But I'm sitting there following her and I'm just excited about her excitement. Because she's sharing something that is a truth. And she brings data to support it. You influencers, man, a lot of you just gross me out, seriously. Because you're just pushing whatever is in front of you. And it's disgusting, actually. And I would love to expose a lot of these people, but what's the point? Now, if they wanted to come and convince me about something, God bless, let's do it. And maybe they'll win. And I'll be the first one to be like, yes, that makes total sense. Not like I'm the gatekeeper and that I know it all. I don't. Again, let me say it again. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Let me say it one more time. But I am on a mission for the truth. That's why balanced oil makes sense. Like if I had to debate Origin, who's the founder, he and his wife, of this company called Zinzino, and we both had to make the case for balanced oil, I would win. That's a big statement because we're both trying to get people excited about balanced oil, right? But I really feel that I would win. One, I'm in the United States of America. Now, maybe if we were in Norway, he would win. But it's like a boxing match, right? If we were going to have a match and he had to come to my turf, my territory, the United States of America, I'm going to win. Now, the point of that statement is that we both want people to know the value of balanced oil. And if I win, great. If he won, great. The goal is for people to win. So a debate is for you to win, right? For you to learn or understand or gain an understanding, gain clarity on something that can be of value to you. right? When I watch a boxing match, like I'm going to watch this weekend, two amazing fighters, I can't wait. Now I have the person who I believe is going to win, but if they both bring their A game, I win anyway. Everybody watching wins because we get the excitement, we're entertained, and all that comes with two people going for it 100%. And Orion would go for it 100%. I'm going to go for it 100%. In the end, everybody will have more validation and understanding. You guys, here's my last point on this. I've been doing this for 30 years, okay? Now, that doesn't mean anything, right? I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't. And people have seen my work on big stage for 30 years. Books, infomercials, TV shows, blah, blah, blah. None of that really doesn't mean anything. Because if it was basketball and I'm a coach for 30 years, that doesn't mean I automatically win against a coach who's got 1 year experience. Whoever has the best team or uses the team the best will win. But 30 years can say something. And what it can tell you is that being at the level that I've been at, I've never seen a product or service more important and more needed, necessary for everybody walking on the grounds of the United States and Canada, Mexico, the Americas. And I can prove it. So when people go, oh, well, and it's so funny because people who respect me and respect my work, some of them are just sitting back going, well, I'm not sure. Who the hell are you to not be sure? When you are my client and when you work with me and you spend time with me and you know what I bring, who the hell are you at this point? Oh, I'm not sure. What? And you know better. Those people, get on the phone with me. Let's have a conversation. Let's go to school. So that's ego getting in the way, stupidity getting in the way, ignorance getting in the way, until they end up with something that they don't want. So let me see if I hit all my points here, you guys. Let me see if I hit all my points, because I said that, how to know the truth. Okay, so I got to go over the truth. That's the main part. Okay. I just went on a whole rant. That's why I like to print out my notes. Okay, we want to cut through the confusion. We want to cut through misinformation. We want to avoid the hype in the world. My goal is to share with you practical tools, science-backed insights, and real-world stories that empower you to separate fact from fiction, make confident choices, and take charge of your health and clarity today. All right. If you reach down below, if you want a free consultation with me, I'm available. If you want to learn more about any of the things that I'm making available during this time together, there's links below. Let me summarize this and then we can be out of here. There's a thing called test-based nutrition. And it is the game changer for many things, and one day, everything. So, for instance, most people are aware of vitamin D, and you've been told that you're deficient. Well, number one, you're not deficient. If you were deficient with vitamin D, you would have rickets. And rickets is when you lose bone strength, the legs start to bow. I grew up, people were like, would be bow-legged. You put on these braces. It's horrible. So we're not talking deficiency, even though many people use the term deficiency. What we're talking about is insufficiency. And when you have an insufficient amount of vitamin D3, that could be because you don't have enough magnesium in your body. That could be because you're darker skin, and 6 to 8 times you got to spend that much more time in the sun. But more importantly, you don't know that you're living with insufficient levels because you have not had a test. In California, where I spend a lot of my time, we have a hospital or healthcare system called Kaiser. And it came to my attention recently that Kaiser no longer makes you getting a test for vitamin D. It's not even available unless you have a problem that is likely to have been caused by a lack of vitamin D. Help me make that make sense. But that's how the system is set up. And if you're walking around uninformed like a damn zombie, then you don't know. You're just like, oh yeah, I got to get. I mean, Lord, help us. Lord, let me pray. Help people wake the hell up. Help people like learn that they must become their own health advocate. Lord, help me, help you, help you. Like Jerry Maguire, remember that scene? Please, Lord, help me, help these people like see this. And I'm not being demeaning. I'm not being insulting. I'm trying to add a little humor into it to keep me focused. Because when you don't have an adequate amount of vitamin D, you don't feel as good. Your energy levels are down. Other like health concerns can show up. And that's when the doctor goes, well, we should check your vitamin D levels. Well, now you're waiting on them when you could actually get your vitamin D tested right now. We actually have a test. You could email me or someone shared this video with you. We can find out very fast what your vitamin D levels are. And matter of fact, I just wrote an article. I haven't published it as we're doing this live. If you got the replay, you can go to dietfreelife.com, click on articles blog, and you'll see an article that I wrote on vitamin D. I actually titled it Vitamin D. That's it. So if someone's looking for like clarity on vitamin D, get vitamin D. And what I do in this article is I help you understand what vitamin D is, because most people don't even know that it's a hormone. How does the sun help us have more vitamin D? Why is it that when someone's darker skin compared to lighter skin, it's easier for the lighter skinned person to get vitamin D naturally? But then over 80% of African Americans don't get enough vitamin D. And when you don't get enough vitamin D, that plays a role in a whole bunch of other problems that a lot of people are experiencing. Then my Hispanic friends, they're not getting enough. They're over 70% not getting enough. Like the data is clear, but yet your healthcare provider is not testing you regularly for vitamin D. Insufficiency, not deficiency. When they say deficiency, you should look at them and smack them upside the head. Because if you go back to when I was a kid, deficiency was real. Again, because people were getting rickets. So what happened during that time? The solution was fortify all the products with vitamin D. Milk was not always fortified with vitamin D. That came later. That's because we had to do something for rickets. The same as spina bifida. All these babies being born with spina bifida, we realized they're not getting enough. There's a deficiency. They're not getting enough of folic acid. Well, let's fix that. Look at the bread you're eating right now. You'll see they fortified it with folic acid. Look at the cereal that you buy for your kids, folic acid. They did that so we could reduce spina bifida. Then we look at omega-3s, essential fatty acid. Means you must consume it, otherwise you could be deficient. And aside from your skin being flaky and all some of those negatives, you could die. And most people are not getting enough omega-3, so they're living in an insufficiency. And when you live with insufficiency with omega-3 fatty acid, you experience chronic low-grade inflammation. That shows up in a lot of different ways. Okay. They can't fortify that like folic acid. They can't add it to cereals. They can't add it to milk. You must consume it. So then I don't like fish. I don't want to eat more fish. Okay. So then you look at supplements. All right, I'll just buy just a regular supplement over the counter. They don't all work. How do we know they don't all work? Because there's a test, everybody. There is a scientifically validated, verified test that everybody can get. That's where you change the game. I can get a test for my vitamin D. I can get a test for my hemoglobin A1C. I can get a test for my omega-3. And then you will know. And then you can do something about it. So, I mean, I can't wait. And I'm going to, trust me, I'm the kind of person that I'm going to remind everybody when they wake up, like all these experts that are out there, because there's a whole bunch of them on the internet talking a lot of crap. And none of them are talking about this test. And they got millions of followers. It's going to change everything they've ever said about nutrition. Every OBGYN that's out there talking about hormonal therapy, they are lying because they are not addressing cellular health. They're not talking about that those hormones all are founded on cholesterol. And a big part of estrogen, not just the production, but how it enters the cells to continue the pathways of producing all of the other hormones that are needed. When you're not living with cell membrane fluidity, meaning the cells are not responding well, which is largely due to the fact that you don't have enough omega-3 in the cells. The fact that many people will experience Alzheimer's and dementia, and they will experience Parkinson's, and sometimes primarily because they don't have an adequate amount of omega-3 inside of the cells, in that membrane. When you know this truth and you're watching everybody just chasing like the carrots that are taking them nowhere, it breaks your heart. So the take home in this presentation is to learn about test-based nutrition. If you were my relative and I love you, I would say don't be stupid and get a test. You're not my relative, and you know, if I don't love you, I mean, I don't know you, I don't want to be mean like that, right? But my cousins and the ones who I love, I can actually look at them and just go, are you just stupid? Because you want to get this test and you want to know. And I'm watching people all the time, day to day to day. They think I eat healthy. I believe I'm healthy. I don't eat that. I eat this. And they are walking around in just denial. And they're in denial of something they don't even know about. I am seeing people's tests constantly, and they just think that they're okay. And they're not. Imagine being, I don't know, 65. And you feel like you eat pretty healthy. And then we do this test and you go, oh, shit. My numbers don't look that good. And I go, nah, they're not that good. But here's the good news. All you got to do is follow our protocol. And in 120 days, we retest. Now you're good. Anyway, that's enough. I spent enough time rambling about this. I was supposed to be on here for a couple minutes, and I'm just blown away with people. Just the lack of humility with individuals. And let me tell you, once you know the truth, eventually, and I see this with my clients all the time, they'll stray and they'll go try this and they'll go try that. But the bulk of them, unless they get sick or something really unfortunate happens to them, they'll be back. I got 3 calls today. Because you can keep chasing the lies, or you can go, I rather go for the truth. And so the message of everything that I'm sharing, right? So I'm talking about know or how to know the truth when it's about your health. Take advantage of technology as it pertains to test-based nutrition. If you don't do that, you're living in a lie. When you read my article that I wrote on vitamin D, titled Vitamin D, actually it's titled Vitamin D3. Anyone who reads that, unless they can't read, and I know there's a lot of people that don't read, right? They're not reading books, so comprehension may not be as good. And I get that. There's a lot of people like that. And so we need to start doing more videos for people who don't read, right? But for those who read, they're going to read it and go, I want a vitamin D test. And then what you find out is that, and I explained this in the article, you could go buy vitamin D and it may say that you get 5,000 IUs, 20,000 IUs. And you're like, I got a good vitamin D. I'm taking 5,000 IUs. How do you know it's working if you don't test? So then you test and you fall short. Wait a minute. Well, there's reports when they test the supplements, which are not FDA regulated. When it says 5,000 IUs, as far as the amount that you're getting of vitamin D3, in the test with Consumer Reports and others, it may be 500 IUs. So then you start going, wait a minute, how can they do that? Well, they've been doing it for years. It was a deregulation of the supplement industry, DSHEA. I know because my whole career, I've been around since all of that happened. Now, that's a benefit of being in it for years, because I know, and I know the people who were behind the deregulation. And I know that they made a ton of money and they're still making money. And unless you get sick, enough people, like not just you, but many people get sick from taking a supplement or something really bad happens to them, they're not going to pull that supplement. They're not going to pull that supplement. So the supplement industry is making a killing. And literally, like, probably, that's what's happening to some people. But when you do a test, you go, okay, I'm taking this product. I'm a little short. Maybe I need to bump it up from 5,000 IUs to 7,000. Yeah. Now you do it. Test 4 months later. Boom. Now you got the right range. And I explain in the article what the right range is. Now, for the ignorant people that don't know about all this, they're just taking supplements. There's no test. They don't even know the importance of a test. They don't even know you can get a test. They're just paying money for a supplement and have no idea if that supplement is helping them. I think it's helping me. I feel better. So they live, and that's what they call anecdotal evidence. And if you didn't know it, they've done many studies and demonstrated that with blood pressure, for instance, they'll give people a placebo, and 50% of the people on a placebo, because they believe it's going to work, report back that their blood pressure is better. So you get the mind in the game, we really don't know. That's why I like to look at blood work, right? Because I know of studies and I've seen videos where they'll take a guy who is like not like a Zen master, a Buddhist, and they can watch him lower his resting heart rate dramatically with his mind. I mean, the word in Latin, placebo, means I shall please. It's an affirmation. So if a person buys into it in their head, that's a game changer in many situations. Okay. All right, that is it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Please share this information with people that you think would benefit from sitting down listening to me kind of rant. I do believe that the take home is worth it because test-based nutrition is the game changer. So remove the guessing and begin testing. And we just happen to have some tests. So if someone shared this with you, reach out to them or reach out to me. You can email me, contact me, however you want, and we'll give you additional information on what are the things that right now you could do a test at home and find out that's legit. And if you don't know much about the importance of omega-3s, go to my website or reach out. I'll send you some articles, as well as the balance of omega-6 to omega-3. They're very important for overall health. And I'm sorry that you're hearing this from me before you heard it from your doctor. Your doctor means well, and your doctor, I'm sure, is helping you in a lot of other areas, but that's not his expertise. This is my expertise. And a lot of people that I'm working with is their expertise. So reach out to us and we will help you out. All right. I got to go, everybody. Peace out. Until the next one.
There's a new way to see. No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, your health's future.